And that is the fear that I think holds a lot of people back from getting the lifestyle that they want.
Have a little fun,
It doesn't have to be restrictive. When people are living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes it's hard to dream.
It's the weekend, so they just spend it all up.
That's right.
What can they do to get out of that mindset? Because
You should have told me we were doing sunglasses. I would have come
oh
prepared.
really? Oh my bad. I've been wearing them all every podcast.
Okay.
'Cause
I should have stalked you ahead of time. That is my fault.
Do you know Hardly Initiative?
No, never heard it. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna try to keep my mind off being hungry.
Because he brought up cereal, so now we're stuck on that.
And I don't even eat that much, especially not in the morning. All right. So.
I have had the same breakfast for like the last about 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I wanted to get healthier, and I had reconstructive surgery on my knee.
Yeah.
And at the time that happened, it had been like the 10th knee injury that I had, and on that same leg.
Yeah.
And so my husband was like, "Hey, you need to go get an MRI and figure out what's going on in there."
Yeah.
So I go to the orthopedic doctor and I get my MRI, and he's looking at the thing, and they scroll through and they see the layers of your whatever's in their bones and tendons and ligaments and all that stuff. And he's like, "Well, this is where your ACL should be, and it's not there."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "Oh." Well, it turns out I had shredded it like at a martial arts practice 20 years before. And I had just spent the whole time with no ACL, just, struggling through and sliding out of place and re-injuring it.
Yeah.
So I had the surgery, and I was like, okay, message received. I'm going to take better care of my body, because I've just been ignoring the pain, which you think would make me go, but no.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to hire a nutrition coach and learn what I need to eat so that I could do that. And I'm just going to do whatever she says, because I was just in the mode of whatever my physical therapist says to do, I'm going to do it, whether it hurts, whether I hate it, whatever, I'm just going to do it. My nutrition coach, if I don't like the food, whatever, I'm just going to eat it. I'm just going to do it.
Exactly.
No, what was cool is she made sure that I had things that I liked, and she worked with me to not make me eat stuff that I didn't want or be unhappy or whatever. She didn't take away my favorite things. She kept it so that I would actually keep this long term, and I have, which is really cool. And so that first month, all we did was change my breakfast, and I lost 10 pounds in a month with just changing my breakfast. And I wasn't working out because I had knee surgery. So it was truly just the food. And it was pretty cool. So I eat that same breakfast. It's like a plain yogurt, and then I mix a honey or something into it to sweeten it a little bit, and then I have a homemade granola, because nuts give me migraines, so I have to make a nut-free granola. So I make it myself, because all the good granolas have nuts in them if you buy them in the store. And then I eat that, and I have my little decaf coffee with milk that I like, and I'm good. And it's got the protein, so I can last, until lunch. I don't need snacks or whatever. And it works for me. People think it's weird. People are like, why don't you eat a different breakfast? I'm like, I eat different lunch and dinner. This breakfast gets me on the right track. I'm good. So,
where's the eggs? Where's the bacon?
Lunch, dinner. I'll eat those anytime. Those are great. Those are great foods. I eat those. But just I like my set breakfast. It's cool.
Yeah, most successful people, like when they're on a diet, they just eat the same thing. I'm the same way. I've been an eggs and oatmeal guy for at least 10 years, but now I switch it up. I have my egg muffin, and then I do 2 eggs, and then tuna packs and stuff like that, so I can get all my protein. It's not that hard to get protein, y'all.
It's doable. It's doable.
Sure.
You just have to make the continuous choice to make it happen.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You probably didn't ask me here to talk about breakfast, though.
Yeah, no. We just let these conversations, go how they go, Yeah, so we are gonna kick it off though. So today I have in the studio Camille Diaz. She is a wealth strategist. My audience, this is the Level Up podcast, so we talk about like leveling up, and today we're gonna talk about leveling up in our finances, because I got the statistics right here.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Tell me.
57 to 66% of Americans say that they're living paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that means that more than half the country has little or nothing left after bills. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Mm-hmm. That means you're broke. And then the savings, like, I think I don't know where it is. I don't want to spend too much time on my phone scrolling. But it's like 53% has like less than $1,000 saved.
For an emergency, yeah.
For an emergency. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. First and foremost, thank you, Camille, for being here today.
Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, I'm excited.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I had to make sure I say it this time because my last guest, I didn't tell him thank you. I said it at the end, but yeah, my wife caught it, so she.
Oh yeah. We do that.
Yeah. So etiquette. Yeah. So finances. This is one of those subjects to where it has to be talked about, right? Because most Americans, they go to work and they just think that going to work, that's how I make the money, but they don't really think about their future. And so can you talk to the people out there that's working a job that maybe want to start saving, or they're thinking about it, but they just don't know which direction to go? Yeah. Can you give them some advice?
Yeah. So let's relate it back to what we were just talking about with health and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. It's making a choice to do it. Most of the time when people are doing their day-to-day, they get in the grind and they're like, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. And it's really easy to just fall into that rhythm and not consider, what am I doing for the future? What am I doing long term? What do I really want my life to look like? And when people are living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes it's hard to dream. Not necessarily hard to dream about, oh, this would be amazing. What if I had, millions and whatever, but hard to believe that the dream can come true.
That's right. Yeah.
So we get into this almost like a rut where we just go, okay, I just do the things, and then I forget about everything on the weekend, and then I go back and I do what I have to do during the week to survive, and then I forget about everything on the weekend. And we don't believe there's a way out. We don't believe it's possible to have change. So whenever a little extra money does come, we get in the whatever, screw it mode, right? That we just say whatever and spend it, because that's immediate reward. Yeah. And we don't know if we're going to have tomorrow sometimes. Mm-hmm. So we just take the immediate reward and don't worry about whatever tomorrow is. We're like, well, I made it this far, I'll figure it out. Yeah.
It's well said. It's beautifully articulated. That's why I bring on these guests, y'all, because I'm not the most articulate person, What are some, like, if somebody wanted to get started, right? Mm-hmm. And, they're like, okay, that sounds good. What should be, like, one of the first things that they do to start saving?
If they want to start saving. Yeah. This is going to sound really maybe flippant. Start saving.
Yeah.
If you want to start saving, start saving.
There you go.
Sometimes we get into this thought that we have to have a certain amount of savings in order to save. Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh, well, I can't save $1,000 a month, so it's not even worth trying. Mm-hmm. That's not true. Yeah. Like, okay, I could save $2. Save your $2. Yeah. Because it's going to build the habit. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to teach yourself that you are capable of doing it. Yeah. Our brains are weird. We are wired to, it's called confirmation bias. Whatever we think is going to happen happens, or whatever we think it is, that's what we see. So if we think we can't save, guess what? We can't save. Yeah. If we save a little bit, if you save $1 a week, every time you successfully do that for the week, you have that $1 left over, you put it in your jar, your box, or your bank, or whatever it is you do. Mm-hmm. You've just given your little brain this tiny vote of confidence that says, I can be a saver. Yeah. I can do this. And you just do that over and over again. And even if you did $1, okay, great, you got $52 at the end of the year. Cool. $52 more than you didn't have when you started.
That's right.
So it's really just building the habit. Here's the cool thing that happens with the habit. Mm-hmm. You do that little bit, Okay, let's say you're doing your $1 a week, and then next thing you know, you find an extra $1 in a coat that you had worn a while ago, and instead, where in the past you might have been like, oh, nice, extra $1, I'm gonna go spend it on something. Right now I have my $5, I'm gonna get something. Now we go, oh, look, I have 2. Well, that's double. I could save double this week.
Yeah.
And you're excited to save because you're starting to build the habit and you're starting to teach yourself that it's possible.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it seems like it's kind of like it's mental. There's a lot of people. They talk themselves out of it. They get paid, like you said. They get paid. It's a Friday. Most people get paid on Friday. It's the weekend, so they just spend it all up. What can they do to get out of that mindset? Because it's so easy to do.
It is easy to do. Yeah. It is. And when you have the money and it comes in at the weekend, there's a couple things built in here. So first, I'm talking about the willpower part.
Yes.
And this is true for me. If in the morning I do my workout, it'll get done.
Amen. Yeah.
The morning is not the most convenient time for me to work out.
Yeah.
It would actually be great if I could get some work done first and then have some appointments and then do my exercising in the evening or in the late afternoon, like right before dinner, right? That would be the ideal time for me to do a workout. Right. If I schedule it for then, guess what? Never happens.
Yeah.
That workout is not happening.
100% of the time.
Because something else will fill the day because I already used up all my focusing energy that keeps me committed to the stuff. And I just kind of got to roll through the rest of the day. I already used up my willpower, my strength, my mental capability of sticking to stuff is low at that point.
Yeah.
Now, if Friday is the end of the work week for someone, their focus, they're sticking to it, their willpower, it's probably also drained by the time they get to Friday. I know mine is. By the time it's afternoon on Friday, like we should not have an appointment to talk about your money. Like that's probably not the best time. Because my brain's not in the game anymore.
Right.
My brain is thinking, oh, this is the night we go we eat from a restaurant and we watch movies and I can't wait to do pajama pants. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So that is not the best time to be making strategic decisions on what to do with our money. When our brain is about to go on vacation, it's like, weekend, right? Party, right? So our brain is thinking party, gratification, rest, like all that. I deserve something fun because I made it through. And look at this, I just got a paycheck. So guess what? I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Instead, come up with a strategy early. Come up with your strategy at a time that you are focused and ready to think about the math and ready to use logic and not emotion to make decisions. Because emotional decisions will mess you up every time. But if you can use math and logic when you're thinking about your money stuff, it's going to go a lot better.
Yeah.
So think about the money stuff during the time that you actually have that focus and can decide what you want. So this is my goal. This is what I'd like to do. Here's what do I want to accomplish. Okay, cool. Here's my plan.
Yeah.
And then if you're not sure how much you're going to, if you have a set amount you get every week, it's a salary, whatever, you can just divide that up and be like, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. This is my play money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And when my play money's gone, that's it. Right? Because and if I want more play money one week, then I got to not use less play money the week before.
Yeah.
Okay. Or if you're an entrepreneur and you have those fluctuations where it's kind of up and down, then you can use percentages. And you could say, okay, well, when I get paid, 10% is going to be fun money for me. And, 20% is here, 50% is here, like whatever way you need to divide that up. 20% goes to my retirement savings and the rest I'm going to live on and I'm going to, whatever percent works for you, but you can do it percentages instead of doing it by flat amounts.
Right.
Or you can say, these are my flat amounts, like this is my minimum income, this pays all my bills, and then create a strategy of percentages for what you're going to do with the rest. So you can say, okay, I need however many, let's just say 2,000. Okay, I need 2,000 to pay for my life. And then if I make 2,500 this month, I have 500 extra. I know I want to save. So I'm going to take 70% of my extra and put it towards savings. And I'm going to take 30% of my extra and put it towards something fun. A lot of people think that saving means restricting, but it doesn't have to be restrictive. You should always give yourself a little bit of reward so that you'll keep going. And I think that's where people get confused on, oh, I got to save. They feel like if I'm saving, I'm not getting anything now. I can't have fun now. I can't buy things now. I can't do what I want now because I have to save. Right. And it becomes a grind, and nobody wants to do that. It's not fun. So instead, figure out how you can save and meet your goals, but how you can also still have a little bit of reward, regardless of what that reward is. Even if the reward is like, okay, I only have $10 left over for my fun thing, that's cool. Find something that you like. Do something, you know, okay, I'm gonna rent that movie I've been wanting to watch, or get some popcorn, like get the fancy upgraded coffee today, or get the roll with the coffee, whatever it is. Like, find something that you want within the budget that you have, but still find a way to reward yourself. Don't deny, because then eventually you'll snap and you spend all the money in a heartbeat because you're like, I deserve something, and you just get mad.
You just relapse. And I like that approach, because you hear all these finance people, and they always say, oh, you can say, if you cut back on the coffee, you know, you can save this much a year and stuff like that. But, you know, most people's brains, especially in that mindset, they're not thinking about that, you know. And especially like going back to the weight loss, you know, people, they always say, oh, you can't have this, and it's, you know, it feels negative to them, and, you know, so they just eventually opt out of doing it because it's too restrictive. So, you know, have a little fun, you know, it may not be as much as you think, you know, as you want, but, you know, have a little fun with your money. And I like that approach. I'm learning a lot here today. So, yeah.
And you're right. There are so many gurus who tell you, oh, you just have to save. You just have to be restrictive. You be better disciplined.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, you still have to take care of yourself. Nobody can just same thing all the time, restrictive. Yeah, okay, I said nobody. That's an extreme. There's probably somebody out there that can do that, and it's great.
Yeah.
But there's very few people who can stick to things like that. Yeah. So to be more realistic for all the rest of us who need little breaks and little gaps and little rewards and things along the way, build them in. Build that into the plan. Maybe every month, you know, you get paid on Friday, and for 3 out of 4 weeks, you're going to save the extra. And the 4th week, you could do your fun thing, like whatever it is. But you know it's coming. Yeah. So you still get that little endorphin boost because you're like, oh, week 4 is coming. Yeah. I know I did good. Weeks 1, 2, 3. Week 4 is coming. It's party week, right? Like, you know that the thing is coming. And yes, it might take you a little bit longer mathematically to get to where you want to be. Yeah. But if having that reward, having that relief makes you stay on the plan, right, ultimately it's going to be a lot faster. Yeah. Because you stayed with the program instead of giving up part way because you got so frustrated and burned out and had no joy.
That's right. And it does feel way better when you have money saved. It feels that that feeling that you get of having that money saved versus that dopamine hit when you spend all your money. Like, it's a night and day difference, man. So if y'all haven't started a budget, if y'all haven't started anything, you know, you should just try it and see how it is. Try it 1 month, you know, and then just go from there, you know.
Well, like you said, you get the hit, like, yay, I did the thing, right? I had fun, but then you get the guilt because you didn't save. So then you're always on that roller coaster. It's always an up and down. Yes, I did. I spent some and it was joyful, but oh yeah, I didn't meet my goals. Oh yeah, I didn't save. Oh yeah, I messed it up. And then you got to start over. Yeah. Every time you have to start over, it's hard again. Yeah. Why do we have to keep going through the very hardest part? Yeah. Let's stop doing that to ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they got all these different ways now to, you know, for people to just get deeper and deeper into debt. Like, well, it's like an app. You know, you get on the app and then you can access your wages before you even get paid, you know, and this is just driving so many people deeper and deeper into debt.
Yeah.
If someone is in that situation and they're borrowing from their next paycheck, what is a way that they can dig themselves out of that?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they will have to cut back in order to be able to do it. Yeah. It's either you got to get more money coming in or you got to send less out because we're already behind. Yeah. And so that's the only way to get out when you're in that kind of situation is figure out how can I catch up?
Yeah.
And I agree. It's the predatory lending is what it's usually called, is very destructive, and it keeps people down because you're always underneath. You're always behind. And it happens because we don't have that emergency fund. If we don't have that cushion that you were talking about, if you don't have the money saved, then when something goes down, you're like, oh, I need money immediately. Yeah. And then you have to borrow against future money, which means now you owe money every time you get paid. It's already half gone. Yeah. And of course, there's fees, right? So they're charging interest, they're charging fees, they're all this stuff. So that's really what gets you is that interest and the fees that come with not having the extra money. Yeah. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you got a bank account and you run it all the way down to, you only got a couple dollars left in there, and a bill hits slightly before you expected because it's going to be a holiday, so they charge it early, and now you get charged a fee because that bill came in before you put your paycheck in. So now you're underwater. So now you lose money out of the next paycheck, and now you have this compounding issue. So you have money saved, that bill hits, you don't go below zero, you don't get hit with a fee, and you put your paycheck in and everything's back to even again. So that's where that savings, that cushion, that extra money makes a huge difference in not having to do the lending, in not having to get hit with fees, and not having late fees and overdrafts and all of that, because they do keep communities down. Yeah. When you can't afford something, it's harder to afford things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, it's. I'm sorry, I bring this guy up most of the time on my podcast, but he was talking about the minimum wage adjustment and all of that, and I guess he thought that it would actually help, but I'm just like, it won't help because everything will skyrocket. Like the cost, if you think that the cost of living right now is high, if they bump the minimum wage up to $25 an hour, everything is just gonna be unbearable, and it's gonna make everything worse. But people think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but can you retire comfortably working a 9-to-5? And if you can, what are some ways that people can do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah.
So I am in favor of paying people a living wage.
Okay.
So I will put that out there, I think it's valuable to pay workers a reasonable living wage. Uh-huh. You can, and I've seen people do it, absolutely retire working a job. Uh-huh. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to make millions in order to be able to retire and sustain your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It does take building that habit and being consistent about your savings and consistently putting money away. When you are in a situation that you don't have a ton of extra money, it's probably not the time to take risk with your future money. So in my world, I would look for options where that money could grow, but not necessarily be in a ton of risk. Yeah. And what I see happen a lot is when people don't have a ton of money, they want to swing for the fences, and they're like, oh, put me in this risky thing. Yeah. And they're going, well, let me go get this, like whatever the latest trend is. It was crypto, then that was sort of, and now I see people come to me with all these things, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not recommending that. Oh, yeah, right? Yeah. Like just people come to me with all these things. Yeah. And they're like, oh, well, if you put it in over here and then you get 3 more people to join, I'm like, no. Oh, no. Stay away no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that with our retirement money. Because you had to be a little bit more careful when you don't have money to lose. Yeah. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong is we get conditioned to say, oh, I have to go risky if I want to make money. Yeah. Or I have to go safe, but then I won't earn anything. There's no interest. There's no options. There are options all the way along that spectrum. There's just trade-offs of each one. So maybe if you're doing something that's a little safer, you have to promise to stay in it for longer. You can't just move money in and out. Yeah. So it's really looking at what fits you, what fits your personality, what fits your lifestyle, what fits your time frame, all of those things, and putting a strategy together that makes sense. Yeah. So if someone's working a 9 to 5 and they're making a sustainable income that's paying their bills and they get to do a little bit of fun stuff, right? Like I'm not talking about paycheck to paycheck, barely scraping by. You probably can't retire on that because you don't have extra to save.
Yeah.
So the first thing is to get past that I only have enough to pay today. Save the emergency fund so we're not running into fees and overdraft and negative interest and all kinds of stuff like that. Save the emergency fund. And then when we get to the point where we have a little bit of cushion, now it's like, okay, I have this extra. I'm going to save some of it for the future. Yeah. And still save a little for fun. Like I'm a big proponent of give yourself little rewards. Yeah. But we're going to save some for the future. Great. We got to that stage. Now we start putting money away. If your 9 to 5 offers some kind of retirement savings plan, check it out. It might be worth doing it. So if they have 401k or something like that, read it through. If you don't know what they're talking about, find someone who does and ask them. Okay? I don't recommend just asking your computer for financial strategy. Yeah. You can ask, but then also talk to a human, right?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. And then, take advantage, especially if they're matching, they're giving you free money. So that's good. Once you're past whatever they're matching, then go do something on your own that matches what your goals are. Yeah. And even if you have to start small, start small. Even if you're just putting it into a savings account for a while, start with that, and then figure out if you want to do some type of investment to grow it. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you're just kind of like doing the main thing, right, that a lot of people are trained to do. That's what we were told to do. That's what I was told to do as kids. You go to school and then you get a job and you work that job and then you retire. Like that's what I was trained to do. I clearly didn't follow the model, but that's what I was trained to do. And if you're doing that and it's working for you, like that's not a bad thing. And you can definitely retire from that. I've seen many people do it. But you're not going to retire and have a yacht and a private chef and, all of these billionaire type things working that type of job. So I think that's where we maybe get confused is what does retirement mean for each person? Is retirement, I'm sustaining my current lifestyle, I'm doing the things that I normally do, I'm comfortable, I can buy food, I can buy bills, I have a place to live, all of those? Or is retirement, I need to travel the world and I've got to, be on an island and I need to own 5 houses. Like what is retirement for each person? It's different for everybody. So once you can figure out what your plan is, then you can work towards affording that plan.
Yeah, I like that. So it depends on the goal, right? What is your overall goal?
Yes.
So can you, Camille, take somebody working a 9 to 5, if they're working a 9 to 5, can you take them to, if their goal is to being on a yacht when they retire, can you take them to that goal?
I can, but I will probably do it by encouraging them to branch out as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Unless they're working a 9 to 5 that pays really, really well.
Yeah.
And now if they're working a 9 to 5 that pays really, really well, yeah, I've got strategies that we can do that as long as we have the time.
Yeah.
So either you've got to have the time or you've got to have the quantity of money or maybe both.
Yeah.
But you can't have neither. Yeah. You can't come to me when you're 60 and be like, hey, I want to retire at 65 and I've got $100 in the bank.
Yeah.
Like that's probably not going to come together unless you have some massive windfall coming your way, like an inheritance, which is okay. Yeah. You've got an inheritance coming. It's $2 million. Yeah. We can make that last the rest of your lifetime. Not a problem.
Yeah.
But it's really figuring out what the goal is, how much you're going to have, and how you're going to get there. So if the goal is yachts and parties in Monaco, cool.
Yeah.
We need a way to get there and bridge the gap.
Right.
And some people try to bridge the gap all at once. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to go from making $30,000 to making $3 million a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'm not against that. Mm-hmm. And if you can do it, great. But what's the plan?
Right.
Like, what are the steps?
Yeah.
And you've made $30,000 and that's the highest you've ever made. What if we go for 45?
Yeah.
And then what if we go for 60? And then what if we go for 75? And now we can go to 100. Let's have some steps along the way to get to your $3 million a year, so that you can learn what you have to do, and you have to learn who you're going to be.
Right.
You can't just out of the gate be this $1 million earner. It doesn't work that way. You got to learn how to be that person on the inside so that when the money comes, it stays. Otherwise, when the money comes, you'll find a way to let it go because you won't be ready to receive it.
Yeah. Like Ozempic. A lot of people out here taking that, what, GLP-1 and stuff like that. They never fix the habits that they have, you know, and that's why when they get off of it just get right back. They just blow right back up, probably even worse, you know, because they never fix the habit.
You got to change the whole big picture.
That's right.
You can't just change. You can change the big picture with tiny changes, but you can't just address the symptom without addressing the cause.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so one more question about finance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about retirement. There are a lot of people that, I got the statistics, I don't want to look them up right now, but we're just going to go ahead and assume that most people in America don't have money saved. Let's say, just say less than $100,000, or probably not even that, right? They used all their retirement. If someone is starting from scratch, and let's say they're in their 60s or 70s, what can they do? If they're on Social Security or something like that, is there any hope for them? What can they do to just live comfortably? Or
yeah, they can find something that works for them. And this is very person specific because it's going to depend on their health and their energy level and all of those kinds of things. So, yep, they've got their Social Security. Now it's figuring out what do they want to do to supplement that. Are they going to work something? Are they going to have a side hustle? Or like, how are they going to live with family so that their money can contribute to bills, but maybe they don't have to pay for housing? You know, it's just working the problem and figuring out what works for each person.
Yeah,
It's different for everybody. And I think that's where people get stuck because a lot of people want to follow blanket advice. Yeah. It's like there's an influencer that's just shouting, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but what about their life? What about who they know, who they're friends with, how they are with their family? Like, do they want to live with family? Can they not stand their family? Like that's a big difference, right? Are they super healthy and active and they want to be out there doing stuff? Or are they kind of battling with an illness right now and they need more care? Yeah. That's going to affect what their expenses are and what their capability for earning is and all of that. So it's really figuring out what's right for that person. Not thinking about what's the overall rule that somebody has to follow, because there's always going to be outliers. Even if something is good for most people, it's not going to work for everybody. So that's why you work with a professional who can tell you, like, hey, kind of seems like you're feeling like this. Would this solution possibly work for you? Because they can assess where you're at and then come up with possibilities.
That's right. Yeah, because most people, they like watch these things online and let's be honest, you're a beginner. You don't know, you can watch all of this stuff online, but you have to have somebody in your corner. Just like we talk about fitness. Anytime me and Camille get together, we always talk about fitness. You know, I just lost 70 pounds. How much did you lose?
30.
30. Yeah. You look like you lost more since the last time I saw you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, but you have to have somebody. Just like she said in the beginning, she hired a coach. You know, we can watch whatever we want to online and we can think that that's just it. But having somebody that know your specific problems and what you're dealing with, that is what's going to take you to the next level. That is what's going to help you level up. So okay, I want to go to the fitness studio. That's interesting to me.
Okay,
you know,
you got it.
How was it like owning? Did I say fitness studio?
You did.
My bad. I'm still thinking about fitness. Dance studio.
Oh my, yeah.
Because I'm a horrible dancer.
Okay.
You know, can you teach somebody that's like a horrible dancer how to dance?
Okay, so let me give your folks a little bit of background because when you say dance, who knows what kind of dance I was doing, right?
Right.
So I did have a ballroom dance studio for a while. It was my hobby. I really loved it. And we did over 20 different styles of partner dancing. So when you think ballroom, you're probably thinking like waltz, foxtrot, tango, Latin dance, thinking cha-cha, rumba, things like that. But we also did East Coast swing, West Coast swing.
Okay.
We hustle, do all kinds of partner dance, two-step, all of those things that we did. And I got this question a lot, like, hey, I don't know how to do this. I have 2 left feet. Can you help me? Yeah. And it's kind of the same answer that I would give everybody is like, did you walk from the parking lot to the building? Mm-hmm. So I ask you, did you walk from the parking lot to the building? Did you walk in the building today?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You did. Yeah. So dancing, when you start, it's just walking with style.
Okay.
It really is. It's just walking with style to the music. And if you don't know how to do it to the music, we'll get there. It's okay. Yeah. And I have taught quite a few people that thought they couldn't do it, and then they were trying to get ready for their wedding or something like that, and it went great. They figured it out. So awesome. Yeah, it's very, very doable. It's very, very fun. I recommend trying it, especially if you're nervous. To get out there and try, because it's freeing. Most people worry that everybody's watching them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how we are with our money too. Everybody's nervous that everybody else is like watching me and judging me and deciding. And it's like, this is not about them. This is about you. Yeah. This is about what would you love to do? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to feel? And you just dance for you and to have fun. Mm-hmm. And they might watch you, but probably if you're good. The better you are, the more people are watching you. Yeah. If you're not that great at it, they'll just kind of be like, not that great, and keep going. Right. Like they're not. Okay. Nobody in the ballroom world is there to make fun of you or judge you unless you go to a competition and you request to be judged. Yeah. Other than that, everybody's just there to have a good time, there to socialize, there to get a little bit of exercise and relax. It's really fun, and it's a great community. So I recommend it.
Yeah,
I might be biased.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so interesting to me, like dancing and stuff like that. Yeah, I just had to ask that question.
Sure.
Yeah. So, talk to us about. I seen you at the castle. It like threw me for a loop. Was it the castle in Muskogee?
Muskogee, probably.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
I don't know which picture you saw or which video you saw.
I think you were with your husband.
Probably. Yeah, we do a lot of that. Okay. So one of the things that I got introduced to Ren fairs, I think in high school. Mm-hmm. I have a friend, she and her mom used to work a booth at the Ren fair where I grew up. And I didn't even know this was a thing, but even as a kid, I'd play dress up all the time. Okay. Like my favorite hobby, or my mom would just go to the thrift store. Mm-hmm. She would get some old like dresses with sequins and whatever, bring them home, and my sister and I would just make outfits and pretend our couch was a car, and we would be driving somewhere in the car, all fancied up. We would entertain ourselves for hours. Like she must have got so much done while we were doing that, because we would do that all day, just all day entertain ourselves. And so I love just costumes and making stuff up and dressing in fancy made up gear. Yeah. So my friend takes me to this Ren fair, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Yeah. So there's grown-ups all dressed up in play clothes and costumes. Yeah. And everybody's cool with it. Yeah. And we're all acting goofy and talking to each other in an accent. Yes. Sign me up. So I have been completely hooked for the longest time. Thankfully, I found a life partner who is also hooked and loves it too. Yeah. So we both go together. Yeah. And when we had kids, we just put the kids in costume and took them with us.
That's awesome.
So now our youngest is actually in college learning how to be a costume designer for movies and television. That is their goal. And our oldest still dresses up with us all the time too. She's a nurse, but she still loves dressing up. So we get together as a family, and we will go hit up various Ren fairs. So you might have seen me at Muskogee. You might have seen a picture of me at Kansas City. We did the one in Norman. Yeah. And then, so if somebody says costume, I'm like, what's the theme?
Yeah, right. What am I
wearing? What do I bring? Yeah. What do you want me to bring? So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I like that, because people have asked me this before, and they're like, what are your hobbies? And I don't even know how to answer that because I don't even know what I like doing outside of, looking up, entrepreneur stuff and just, health and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like some people don't think that that's like a hobby and stuff like that, like weightlifting and looking up nutrition and stuff like that.
That is totally a hobby.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fitness is definitely a hobby.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of like a niche thing, because most of Americans, they just eat whatever and they just go through the standard American diet. Like we was talking about cereal earlier, if you haven't done your research, you'll probably think that that's a normal breakfast, But yeah, when you start studying and you start learning, fitness and nutrition, you'll learn that,
cereal might not be your best breakfast.
You stay away from that crap,
Yeah, that for me, cereal is a fun food.
It is.
Like that's one of my I really like to have this right now.
Yeah.
And then I will have like one. I actually buy those little boxes where it's like the little box for $1 or whatever because that's all the cereal I need. If I put a whole regular big box in my cabinet, it's gonna go stale before I go through it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to my last guest about. Is about portion control because I buy the kids chips sometime, and then they just get the chips and they just start going into town, So I've been teaching them how to just put a little bit in a bowl and
that's how I do it with chips. I put it in a bowl and then that's it for my chips for right now.
Yeah.
So, but I love that you are teaching them that. And not teaching them chips are bad.
Yeah.
Because that's, I think, where we get stuck a lot of the times. If somebody tells us we can't have something, what's the only thing we're thinking about?
Yeah.
Just that thing. Yeah. I got to get it, right? I got to get it. I got to get it. Yeah. And so we get into trouble and we get in that way with our money, too. If someone's like, oh, you can't spend it. Well, guess what we're thinking about? Everything we want to spend it on. Mm-hmm. And it's not becoming a choice. It's becoming forced. Right. And then that's where we're not having joy with it. We don't want to do that. So when it becomes a choice, when it becomes, I am choosing this different future, I am choosing this different lifestyle, I am choosing to have money in the bank so I can feel safe and secure and not stressed out all the time, then it's like, oh, I want that. And it makes it easy for us to do it. Whereas if it becomes a restriction, you have to do this, you must do this, and you're a bad person if you're not, then nobody wants that. It's not exciting or appealing or fun. And who's going to sign up for that? 0 people.
Right, yeah. I definitely love that approach, For me, I had to, I'm like you, like I gotta be, I'm somewhat strict on a certain portion of my meals, but I do allow myself to eat like whatever I want to sometimes, and it just gives me that, freedom, like, okay, I'm still eating healthy, but, I still have my burger every single day, and I do make sure there's like a double meat or triple meat burger without the cheese and all of that, so.
Yeah. I was watching this thing the other day about The Rock and his like cheat meals.
Oh yes.
And that if you had to pick a super fit person, he's pretty fit, right?
Sure,
like he's working out all the time. He does little videos with his mom and him are working out. It's super cute. Yeah. But he does a cheat meal once a week, and his cheat meals are next level. Like I do not have the budget to have an entire dining table filled with cheat meal just for me, and I don't have the stomach capacity to hold that. Like I'm like one pastrami sandwich and I'm like really good, right?
Exactly,
like that's enough for me. But the concept being, if you are sticking to this really strict thing, this relates back to what we were talking about earlier. If you're on this really strict plan and you're aiming towards a specific goal,
right,
you have to allow yourself a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of joy, a little bit of cheat time that you don't have to stay on the plan so you can remain committed to the plan.
Yeah.
And go, okay, I'm going to do this really fun chaos thing for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back. I saw this research, or maybe I read it somewhere, that when people have a vacation scheduled, they enjoy the vacation the most right before they go.
Wow.
That is when we get the neurochemical benefit of the vacation, is right before we leave.
Yeah.
Because we're packing and we're strategizing and we're planning and we're telling everybody where we're going to go. And like, it's just so great. And we're so excited. So we're super ready for the vacation. We're so happy about the vacation right before we leave for vacation. And then when we get there, we're like, oh, this is amazing. So like the first couple days, it's amazing, but we're also tired. So we got to sleep a little bit and rest and recover. Yeah, and then we have a couple of really great days. And so that's really good too. But after about the 4th or 5th day, we start to normalize. And we're like, oh yeah, I've been here for a minute. Yeah. And that excitement and adrenaline rush and endorphins kind of starts to wear down. And then we get home because vacation's over and then we're sad. Yeah. And we're like, oh, that was really great. Now I'm back to regular. Yeah. So then you got to book your next vacation. That's right. Right? Yeah, right? Yeah, if you want to maintain that fun and excitement and endorphin boost. So if you want to maintain something, you got to have a way to keep it exciting and interesting and fun and give yourself something to look forward to.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. Yeah, because I always ask myself, like, I'm chasing this certain lifestyle, right? And I'm just like, what happens if I get it? You know, am I gonna be happy with it? It's just all these uncertainties, you know. So,
and that is the fear that I think holds a lot of people back from getting the lifestyle that they want. They know what they want in their head, but they haven't accepted that that's what they want in their heart. So they still feel nervous and uncertain, and maybe I don't deserve it, and maybe that's not for me, and I don't know if I'll be okay, and the whole more money, more problems thing. It's not really more problems, it's just different problems. Yeah. And so when you don't have skills for bigger money problems, maybe it seems like more problems, but there's people that can help you. So it's like, don't be afraid of that. Yeah. Right? But we do. Yeah. We get nervous. We're like, oh, I don't know. If I have a lot of money, everybody's going to want me to give it to them. So I don't really want to have it, so I can just easily say no. Yeah. Right? Like that's an internal thing that doesn't usually get expressed, but we have to level up past that level to where we're like, okay, well, people are going to ask me for money, and I can say, well, I'm going to help you earn your own. Right. I will teach you what I did to get to where I am so that you can do this for yourself, because that is more valuable than me just handing you something.
Amen. That's when they usually go away and stop asking you for money, you know. Yeah. I don't want to oust, this one particular person, but I'm just
there's someone in mind.
Yeah. But yeah, he was asking me for money, and I told him, I was like, look, man, I'm in a point in my life to where I need people to, like, if you can help me get clients, if you can help me get more clients, then I'll pay you a percentage of that, you know, and that would be way more money than you're asking me for. Yes. He didn't understand it, and he just went away.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. You offered him the opportunity to earn commission, and you offered him the opportunity to earn more money than he currently had or needed. And he was not ready for that. He wasn't ready for the responsibility. He wasn't ready to take ownership of what he was doing in his life. He wanted to remain dependent on other people. So he will not get out of that until he is ready to say, I am in charge of my own life, responsible for what I'm doing and what I'm creating. So if someone offers me the opportunity to earn, I will learn how to do that. I will take that lesson. I will understand what's there. I will allow them to show me, and maybe it ends up being it's not for me. Maybe that strategy is not for me. Doesn't fit with my values, doesn't fit with what I love to do, whatever. Maybe it doesn't work out, but at least take the opportunity to say, okay, what could I do here? And maybe I could learn, like, oh, this guy's running a business, and if I find clients, I can get commission. Well, maybe I don't want to find clients for that business because I don't know people who need that, but let me find another commission type job that I could find people for, or something else that aligns a little more with what I want to do or what I like. There's always a way, but our brains filter stuff out. Are you familiar with this concept, the reticular activation system?
I heard that, yes.
Yeah. So our brains filter things out because there's a lot of information coming in, millions of bits of information coming into our minds all the time, coming in through our senses, our touch and sight, sound, smell, everything, right? Like most of the time while we're sitting here, we're probably not thinking about how this shirt feels or how our shoes are fitting or something like that because we're focused on the conversation. Right. if I now have pointed out, hey, how's your left shoe fitting? You know, all of a sudden you're like, oh no, it's a little bit uncomfortable, Camille. Why'd you bring it up?
Yeah.
Right? Because now you're thinking about it. Now I asked you to ask your brain to allow data from that shoe fit in.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was filtering that out because you didn't need it for this situation.
Yeah.
So take this example. At one point we wanted to get our kid a car and we bought a Jeep. It was used, but in good condition, you know, the whole thing, right? So that she could be safe and drive something that would work and whatever. So we get her the Jeep. And the next week I'm driving through my neighborhood and I see like, oh, they have a Jeep at that house. And they have a Jeep at that house down the road. And that, oh my gosh, there's 3 Jeeps that just passed me before I made this left turn. Everybody in my neighborhood did not get a Jeep the same week that I did.
Right. It's always been there.
It's always been there.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice them because Jeeps were not on my radar before that. I wasn't allowing that information into my brain because it wasn't important to me.
Yeah.
So when we're looking for ways to make more money or looking for ways to save or looking for ways to strategize or get to retirement or get to whatever the goal is, we have to teach ourselves to allow the opportunities to get through the filter.
Yeah.
We don't always let the opportunity come through the filter. We don't even see that the opportunity existed because we're not trained to look for it. We're not accepting that it's out there. We've already decided everything's terrible and I'm not going to find success or I'm always going to be broke or whatever the situation is. So like you said, that guy, he believes the best way for him is just to ask other people for money and scrape together whatever he can, and that's where he has to stay.
Yeah.
So when you offered him the opportunity to earn, he's like, I don't want to do that. It's too hard. That's not fun. I don't enjoy it. So he's not taking the opportunity because it's getting filtered out as a possibility. I think that's where people struggle in this concept of leveling up is they say they want something, but then they don't actually do the work required to achieve the thing. And the work is not always hustle work. It's not always, oh, I got to go do. Sometimes it's internal work. Sometimes it's I have to learn to listen or I have to learn to forgive, not for the other person, but for yourself, to forgive things that have happened that taught you to be a certain way, but maybe that way is not serving you anymore and it's time to let them go. But it's hard because you're used to it and it's comfortable. I like hating about this. Like I like feeling all that angst and pain and stress. Like that's keeping me going.
Yeah.
Is it? And is it keeping you going where you want to go?
Right. Yeah, he's good at asking people for money. So I'm just like, you like asking people for money. So go out here and ask some people for some more money so we can get some money together.
Exactly. But he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. But that's okay. Maybe in the future, right?
When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
There you go.
Yeah. So we getting ready to wrap it up, y'all. Yeah. But I do want to ask you because networking is a part of leveling up. You cannot level up if you do not have a strong network.
Yes.
So talk to the people because I consider you a power networker.
Thank you.
You know, you're a very professional person. You have 2 networking groups, right?
I do have a couple of networking groups.
Yeah, so you want to talk to the people about that?
I will share about that, and I like to share a tip on something that's really powerful that I think is widely underused. And it's not networking related, it's money related, but I hope it's okay if I share.
Here we go.
All right. So networking, yes. So I do have, at this moment, and this, of course, is always in flux with the various things that are happening. But I run a business-to-business networking group that's an industry exclusive, you pay to be in it type of thing. We meet every week. I also run a game night networking. So we just hang out and play board games, and it's very fun. And actually, we're starting another chapter in Tampa, Florida. So that's going to be kind of fun, too.
Congratulations.
And then, thank you. And then I run a Wine, Women, and Wealth event each month. Yeah, for the ladies to come and openly talk about building wealth and legacy money and all that kind of stuff, which is really awesome. Right now, just doing it locally, but I have done it virtually in the past, so may expand after that, because I don't know where all of your listeners are, but hopefully far and wide.
They all over right now. That's why I started this podcast.
Right.
So we can
That's right. So you can hit everybody. Net. Exactly. Yeah. So I do tend to run quite a few networking events around town and online. And I enjoy it because your network really does make a difference. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Probably heard that phrase before.
Right. Yeah.
And it really does matter if you want to grow, just to be able to find resources and find the right people and be able to ask those questions. You know, when stuff comes up, you're like, oh, who do I talk to? Well, if your network is big enough, you can find somebody because somebody you know knows the right person to talk to, always. Yeah. And if your network is deep enough with some people, you will have the comfort and the confidence to go talk to them and say, hey, I'm kind of struggling with this thing. Yeah. Whereas if you only surface level know everybody, you won't feel comfortable enough to go be like, hey, I need help with this.
Right.
If you want to build a really good network, find a way to serve others. That's going to be the biggest deal, is find a way to serve others and help them build their business, help them fix whatever they're trying to fix, help them solve whatever problem they're trying to solve. They will remember you for that. And they'll be like, oh, that person was so helpful. Oh, so great, so useful. Introduced me to this, and then I, got this big deal. Yeah. Introduced me to this, and then I was able to buy my house. Introduced me to this, and then it saved this. Introduced me to this, it helped my kid. If you can be that connector person, people will remember you, and it comes back around.
I like that.
They make connections back to you. So that's always been my goal, is if I can help everybody else, then they will come back and help me.
You've done a really great job with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You want my tip for?
Yeah, so I just started the Level Up community on the Level Up community on Facebook. So
nice.
What tips do you have? Because there's only one person that's like really engaging in it.
That's always when you start. Yeah.
So what tips do you have?
So the tip that I wanted to share is that there's a financial tool that's underutilized a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's life insurance.
Okay.
A lot of people don't think about the value of if someone passes away and their family has to go start a GoFundMe versus if someone passes away and their family gets a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Huge.
That's huge, yeah.
When I do life insurance for people, I do it with something called living benefits, which that term gets thrown around a lot, so read the fine print. But when I do it, it's where they could make a claim if they had a qualifying event happen. So something like a heart attack, cancer, stroke, traumatic brain injury, things like that happen. Yeah. They can make a claim and potentially get that death benefit money early. Mm-hmm. So think about the people that you know that have had a heart attack, had a stroke, had cancer. Know anybody like that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, in my family, right? Yeah, we all do. What if instead of those people becoming a drain on their family, that family all of a sudden got this influx of cash to pay for anything they needed? Pay for medical treatment, but also pay bills. Keep the lights on, keep the internet going, keep the phones active, hire treatment, hire care, pay for prescriptions, like keep the house, keep the apartment. Like, how life-changing would that be for the people that you know that have been in that situation? Huge. Right?
Huge. Yeah.
So people are trying to level up. Once they get past the subsistence phase, once they get past the bare minimum, I'm paying the bills and have my emergency fund, I would say that's one of the very next things to look at. Okay. Is look at least getting a little bit of life insurance. Get it with living benefits. Talk to someone who does it like me. And get that in place, because you never know when an illness is going to happen out of the blue. And it's not just for people who are old. Like, everybody thinks, oh yeah, life insurance is for people who are old. No, it's expensive when you're old because they know you're going to need it.
Yeah.
So get it when you're young and healthy, lock in the lower price, and then make sure you have it, because we never know what's going to happen. We know people are like, I'm not going to put it on my kids because that's saying, jinxing them. Yeah. I think if my kids have it, then nothing's happening to them. They're going to be fine. Right? Like, I'm the opposite. I figure the more you have, the more likely things are going to be great and you'll never need it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it and you need it, it's a really big deal. And when you do have it, it's a game changer. That's right. Game changer. And it can help break that cycle of continuous poverty, because when somebody has this negative life event, we're not all struggling to try to contribute and send to a GoFundMe and $10 here and $10 there, and it's a strain.
It looks bad too.
Yeah. It's rough. Yeah. So that's one of my personal missions, is to make sure that people know that exists.
Right.
Make sure that's an option, and make sure that communities are not suffering when they have that health crisis.
Yeah. So if somebody want to get in touch with you, and they, because I believe everybody should have that cushion, for a life event, at the whenever, because it's something that's always gonna happen, So how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah. So I'm available on socials. It's probably the easiest. I'm on LinkedIn, Camille Diaz, like /Camille Diaz. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Cam Unfiltered. So CAM Unfiltered. My website, serenityfinancial.us. So just jump on there. There's a contact form. Shoot me a message. Super easy.
Yeah. So is it like W-2 employees can contact you, and also entrepreneurs?
100%. Yes. Okay. Yes. So even W-2 employees, sometimes they think, oh, I got life insurance through my job. Great, as long as you have that job. Yeah. Guess what? When you leave the job, it's very rare that you can take it with you. Yeah. And then you're older, so it's more expensive to get it on your own. I can pretty much tell you it's not going to have the living benefits features. That's right. And that doesn't cost anything extra than a traditional death-only policy. Yeah. It's baked in, so why not get it? It's like getting free fries and a shake with your cheat burger. So yes. And then, of course, entrepreneurs, it's even more critical because we're taking care of ourselves. Yeah. So definitely. Yeah. I work with everybody. We just have a conversation. I'm not going to try to pitch somebody on a product if I haven't even talked to them. Yeah. And I know a lot of people get scared because those of us in the financial services industry kind of have a bad rep, right? Like people think we're pushy, we're aggressive, we're annoying. They all think about the Ned Ryerson from Groundhog Day, who's all up in his face all the time, right? Like constantly thinking of that. And in fact, one of the reasons I'm in this industry is because I had a negative experience with an advisor. Oh, wow. Okay. I was asking questions and I was really concerned because I had just come off a big business closure. And it was really traumatic for me, and I'd lost a bunch of money and I had all this debt. And then as I was paying it off, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to mess this up again. So I was talking with someone trying to figure it out, and he was steering me towards certain products. But now that I'm in the industry, I know that he was steering me towards what was best for him. Yeah. Not necessarily what was best for me based on the questions I was asking and the concerns that I had and the things that I was literally asking for certain types of products, and he was not telling me they existed. Right. Yeah, and so we have that reputation of, oh, that advisor is just going to steer me towards whatever. So I just want to let people know, like, that's not my jam. I'm happy to have a conversation. I will do the best that I can for you, whether we work together or not. Maybe you just need a networking connection. Maybe you just need a little bit of information. Maybe you just need a little bit of encouragement. Right. I can do that. And I don't charge to meet, so we can have a chat. Awesome.
Camille Diaz, everybody. This has been another episode of Level Up Conversations. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel. We're going to bring on more guests. If you haven't already, check out my products in the description. The Level Up ebook is out. We got the Discord. And if you need one-on-one coaching, I'm here for you. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.